Harugumo, yes, is in fact an old man. He has long-winded conversations, and he don't listen to nobody. So yeah, it's a fact that this dude's freaking old, man. But with the stuff that he was explaining in this chapter, some of the stuff we already actually knew, but there were a few things that he was talking about that were interesting, that caught my eye and my ears, and so we're going to talk about that right now. But before we actually talk about that, there's something I want to talk about here, and this is his appearance. His appearance. He has 3 eyes. He's kind of interesting. He has 3 Rinnegan eyes, and one of the eyes is the center of his forehead. So, if you remember Obito's mask, he had, 3 eyes. One was in the center of his mask and everything. He only had 2 eyes, of course, but, the mask had 3 eyes. So, it's just kind of interesting that to be the case here. So, it's like, he knew that he had something like that going on, but I guess he was waiting to get that kind of power. Like, I was wondering what Obito was thinking then, like, because he knew this. I guess the sage had 3 eyes. That I guess he was gonna have 3 eyes at some point in time. Like, does it morph and gets another this Rinnegan all of a sudden? Like, I got the Rinnegan in my brain. Yeah, I can read everything. I don't know. I was just curious of what was up with that. It's just kind of interesting when it comes to his appearance, anyways. Not to mention his appearance. When I first saw Harugumo in Naruto's mind, I was like, that's the face of terror. The dude just gave him nightmares. Nightmares, dude. So the first piece of information that he actually gives us is how he's in Naruto's body, or in his mind, actually. And what it is that he's like a time traveler, and he's able to kind of just go into people's consciousness, and with going into them, he can kind of experience and see things in the current world and see what's going on, if everything's okay, and such as that nature. So it's kind of interesting how he's able to time travel as much as he wants, I guess. I mean, I don't know if there's a limit to this, or it's just this is just what he can do, but it's interesting how he's there. So I like that. And so the other thing that we get in this chapter is that Harugumo wants to entrust something to Naruto. And what he wants to entrust to Naruto, because he doesn't say it in the chapter, but I know what he wants to entrust with Naruto. He wants to entrust Naruto with his body. He wants to entrust him with his body. He wants to go in there. He wants to go deep inside his body. Because he wants to, give him his body. The sage's body. I made it sound all wrong. Okay, I'm sorry. Don't get mad at me, man. But I'm pretty sure he's gonna give him the sage's body so he can get that mist chakra, just like how Ashura was, basically, because that's how he was. He got the sage's body. So I'm just saying, okay? Nothing sexual. So the other thing is, now Harugumo goes and explains his backstory and everything about him and stuff, and very interesting because we didn't know this. This is information that we didn't know. Harugumo had a brother, and that brother fought against the Jubi with him. And from what the translation says, because this could be wrong, because it's from Manga Panda, but what the translation says is that, and this is kind of weird too, it's kind of like the way, it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. Let's listen to me. Let's listen to me, alright? They were like, we're going to repent for our mother's sin. And how we're going to do that is we're going to fight against Jubi. And then we're going to seal it inside of us. How is that freaking repenting? How are you repenting? If you're going to really repent, and you feel sorry about this, like because your mother, ate the fruit and got the chakra and everything, because they probably feel bad about that, right? If you really feel bad about that, give the chakra back to him. That's all he wants. He's not trying to kill everybody. He just wants the chakra back. So just give the chakra. You're like, nah, we're gonna keep the chakra and we're gonna seal you. How is that repenting? How is that repenting? What? But the thing here is they stood inside their bodies. So I guess both of them had part of the Jubi then? Is that what they're telling you, or is this just a mistranslation, or like it's like my brother helped me, but he didn't get he didn't get the Jubi's power or something? Like I'm curious. It's kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? It just makes me interesting. It makes me interested that he was even there to help him, because I thought it was all by himself. He fought against Jubi and then he sealed inside himself and everything. But no, his brother's there. So I'm curious. What's up with his brother? We don't get no other information about this. He's bypassing that altogether. I want to know what's going on with his brother. How was he? How did he differ between you? And because you always have these kind of little parallels going on here. Since Kaguya had 2 children, and then you end up having 2 children. And you know what I mean? Like it's very interesting what's going on here. So I'm wondering, what's up with his brother? What happened to his brother? I honestly kind of want to know, but we're not going to get information on that. Honestly, seeing as we're going to be jumping into something else anyways, as we see how this chapter ends. But it just makes me very interested in his brother with this chapter here. And another thing that I picked up on, which is also very, very interesting too, is Harugumo's way of thinking changed after he saw Ashura and how he was trying to form his piece. Because Ashura, which is his son, And he has another son called Indra, which is the Sega's eyes, Indra, Sega's body, Ashura. So the thing is, Ashura, it's just like Naruto. He even says this to Naruto. He's talking to him. He's like, just like my son. I remember the time when my son, and he was trying to get potty trained, he was missing the thing because Sega's body was just so powerful, and he didn't know at the time. But it was all going everything. Oh, sorry. I got sidetracked. But he changed his way after seeing Ashura, basically, seeing how he made this kind of peace, because he's trying to go about it by cooperation, basically. Like, there's different types of ways of peace everybody's trying to do. Harugumo's way of peace was basically having everyone connected to one another. Everyone has, they all share one thought in one way, basically. That's kind of how he would have peace, and everybody kind of formed together and everything in that nature. But when it comes to Ashura's way of peace, everybody has their own free will. These all come together and cooperate with one another. That's kind of PC that Ashura was trying to seek and was trying to get that to happen, but that's not what was really going on. But he liked that. Harugumo really liked that and passed it on to him, which is why he chose him and not Indra because Indra, is all about power, force, and just scare people and for it's basically like Kaguya, because Kaguya was a demon. They called her a demon and everything. They feared her, but they worshipped her at the same time. That's what everybody else kind of was. But Harugumo changed because of Ashura. And seeing how he led people. And the last interesting with this chapter is Naruto is a successor to Ashura, which, again, it's something at least I expected. I expected that to be the case, that he's probably he's just a successor either to the Sage Snap himself or to his son, to Ashura. I expected this because, especially with the son, honestly, because the thing is, Sasuke is the successor to Indra. It's obvious. So I'm assuming with the next week's chapter, that, not next week, but probably the week after, maybe. The whole point is, I think the sage is going to end up going into Sasuke to talk to him a little bit and tell him that you are the successor of Indra and everything. And the difference is that Indra and Ashura fought against each other, and it was why Senju and Uchiha fought against each other in this long-winded war, which is what he's talking about, by the way, in this chapter, what he's talking about. So I'm just saying that these two, because they are the successors, they need to now change something try to do something that was different from what everybody else. Come together actually for once and actually bring peace and prosperity to the world with these two, because they are the successors of the ninja world, or whatever you want to say this. So I think that's what's going to happen here. I'm just assuming that Harugumo is going to go to him at some point in time because he can jump to the people and everything. So that's what I think is going to happen here. But yeah, I'm done with this review here. I don't really know what to rate this, because this is the kind of chapter that is just very informational. Like I said, there's some things that we have in here that are actually interesting to read on, and a lot of things to pick at. And there's other things in this chapter that we kind of already knew and everything. So it's like 50-50 for me. I liked it a little bit. I got me a little hype, but I don't know where to really put it when I would actually put a grade on this whole thing. So I'll just leave it alone. I want to know what you guys think about this chapter, honestly. So leave a comment down below. And if you watch this entire video, I want you to type in the comment section below and say X if you've seen this entire review, and also tell me what the reference is from, if you know what the X comes from. So yeah, I'm done. Like this video and subscribe to my channel for more reviews from me, Thabreakmaster. So yes, with Thabreakmaster, and until then, people, break out.